All right, let's talk about one of the most fascinating rivalries in music history. But this isn't about who sold more records or who got more radio play. No, this was a war of ideas, a deep philosophical conflict between two absolute giants of the 80s, the Smiths and the Cure. Yeah, so forget all those loud public feuds like Oasis versus Blur. This was something else entirely. It was quieter, for sure, but way more profound. This was a battle fought in lyrics and melodies, a battle for the very soul of a generation's melancholy. And here's the key to the whole thing. It's all right there in their names. I mean, think about it. A smith is someone who forges things, a craftsman. And that's what Morrissey and Marr were. They forged these incredibly sharp intellectual weapons, songs full of biting wit and cynicism, designed to attack a world they saw as just cruel and ridiculous. And then, on the other side, you have the Cure. Well, a cure is a remedy, right? It's a form of healing. And that is exactly what Robert Smith's band provided: emotional medicine. These were cathartic, sincere waves of sound designed not to attack that same cruel world, but to help you survive it. Okay, so let's really get into this duel. We're going to compare some of their most iconic songs, head to head, to see these philosophies in action. And we're going to start with how each band tackles the very idea of heaven. So first up, we've got the Smiths' Heaven Knows I'm Miserable Now versus the Cure's Just Like Heaven. Both of them have heaven right there in the title, but man, they could not be painting more different pictures of the universe. For the Cure, their song is pure medicine. It's this dose of absolute nostalgic joy. It's a breathless, euphoric track about a moment that was so perfect, so incredibly real, that it felt, well, just like heaven. It's a totally sincere celebration of a kind of happiness that you can actually feel, that's actually real. And the Smiths? Their song is a cynical weapon through and through. The music is all jangly and sounds kind of upbeat, but that's the whole trick. It's a Trojan horse for irony. Here, heaven isn't some wonderful goal. It's just this fed-up observer forced to witness the singer's endless misery. They're literally weaponizing a joyful sound to mock the very possibility of happiness. So here's the verdict for round one. The Cure finds a piece of heaven in a real, tangible moment of love. The Smiths, on the other hand, only find a dark, cosmic joke in heaven's complete and utter indifference to their suffering. Okay, let's keep it rolling. For round two, let's see how this whole thing extends to their approach to romance. We're talking about the definitive love song from each band. And this is a real heavyweight fight. There is a light that never goes out versus love song. This round, maybe more than any other, really gets to the beating heart of their dueling philosophies. This lyric, it just captures the sheer drama of the Smiths' worldview so perfectly. Their version of romance has nothing to do with security. It's a beautiful, fatalistic fantasy. The ultimate romantic achievement isn't a long life together. It's a shared, spectacular death. It's a weapon against the boredom of a normal life. And the Cure? Love song might just be the purest medicine in their entire discography. I mean, Robert Smith literally wrote it as a wedding gift for his wife. This isn't a fantasy, it's a promise. It's a simple, incredibly sincere statement of devotion that offers nothing but comfort and security. And there it is, the core difference, plain as day. The Smiths offer you a thrilling fantasy of finding romance in death. The Cure offers you a powerful promise of finding security in life. Okay, so we've covered personal feelings, but what about the bigger picture? Let's zoom out a little for round three and really look at their worldview. When they look out at the world, where does all the horror come from? Well, the answer couldn't be clearer. For the Smiths, the horror is always out there. It's external, it's political. You listen to The Queen is Dead and Morrissey is just taking shots at institutions, the monarchy, the church, the media. The problem is the world itself. In stark contrast, the Cure finds horror in here. It's internal, it's psychological. A forest isn't a political statement, it's a terrifying metaphor for being lost inside your own mind, your own anxiety. For them, the problem is you. So all of this brings us to our final and maybe the most defining round of the whole duel, the anthem of alienation. How does each of these bands give voice to that feeling of being a total outcast? For the Smiths, if you take a song like How Soon Is Now, the alienation is social. The narrator is desperate to connect, just wants to be loved, but he's constantly shut out by the world. That song is a weapon. He's firing at the doors of the clubs that won't let him in. The pain all comes from that one question. Why won't they let me in? But The Cure's alienation, wow, that's something else entirely. It's existential. The narrator in a song like 100 Years isn't trying to get into the party. He's probably forgotten what a party even is. He's just so disconnected, so numb, that the core question becomes something much, much deeper. Why am I even here? So when you boil it all down, both bands were ultimately trying to answer the exact same question, a question that really defined a generation. In a world that feels this alienating and this cruel, how do you possibly survive? And they gave us two totally different toolkits for survival. The Smiths' answer was pick up the weapon. Use your intelligence, use your wit, use your irony, and you attack the world that dares to hurt you. But the Cure's answer was take the medicine. Embrace your feelings, find comfort and strength and sincerity, and just endure. Decades later, it's pretty clear that the war is over. And you know what? Both sides won. They remain these two essential, opposing poles of alternative music. And so this whole thing leaves us with one final question. And it's not about them. It's about you. What do you need today? A weapon or a medicine?